The state of Assam has been wrecked by floods yet again, and I am saying yet again very precisely and very consciously because this is not the first time. This time, the floods have affected more than 6 lakh people in 2020. More than 134 people lost their lives due to floods in Assam, and over 85% of the Kaziranga National Park was submerged in water. And these numbers have remained constant or have risen over time. We all understand that Assam is a flood prone area, but the destructive nature of floods have been increasing year by year, and there is a need of discourse and understanding of why this is happening. Assam is a prone area, true, but there was a time when the people of Assam worshipped the first flooding because these floods replenished the soil of their fertility, replenished the fertility of the soil. But today, the same floods have become the source of terror, anguish, and deaths. What is the reason? To understand this, we need to look at two aspects. We need to look at the topography of Brahmaputra and the reason why it is so unstable, and then we need to look at the man made menace which we have caused in Assam by building embankments and by doing a lot of unsustainable development, in addition to climate change and deforestation. Let's look at all of this in this video. My name is Ishan Fauzdar and you are watching The Upfront. Let's first talk about the natural cause. The natural cause, which is the river Brahmaputra and its unstable nature. Brahmaputra is unstable, we all know that, but then why is it so unstable? The reason lies in the fact of the trajectory which Brahmaputra traces while it flows through India. Brahmaputra originates in Tibet, and while flowing through the cold and dry Tibet, it gains a lot of it cultivates a lot of silt. Now, while flowing through Tibet, it takes a great bend, the great U-turn through Arunachal Pradesh, and then reaches the plains of Assam, and it divides the state of Assam into two equal parts. When the Brahmaputra reaches Assam, it virtually reaches the plains of Assam, and hence it loses its velocity, the high velocity which it had in Tibet. Henceforth, the river cannot carry its silt any longer, resulting which the river deposits its silt on the river bed, which causes erosion and rise in the river level. Because the river deposits its silt on the river bed, the level of the river increases. This makes the area flood prone. In addition to this, there was an earthquake which is known as the Great Earthquake of 1950. This earthquake made made Brahmaputra more unstable by raising its height by 2 meters more, and 2 meters is a big height when we are talking about geography. In addition to this, the summer glacier melt and the Assam monsoons coincide, which gives Brahmaputra its destructive nature. Now, those were the natural causes, and we have little or no control over the natural causes. However, the natural causes make floods to occur and do not make floods very destructive. The destructive nature of the floods is man-made, and the first reason for that is climate change. Now, India has gone through rampant deforestation in the last decade, or let's say 8 years, and we do not realize it, we do not give it the importance that it deserves. Between 2008 and 2018, 16,744 square kilometers of forest land has been cleared in India, and out of this, 74.7%, that is 12,524 square kilometers of forest land, have been cleared only from the northeastern states of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, etc. The rampant deforestation is a cause for climate change, and it is not difficult to establish a rationale between climate change and the floods. where due to deforestation there are no trees, so there are no roots to hold the soil together, therefore there is rampant soil erosion. First. Second, due to deforestation, the temperature of the area increases, which leads to climate change and distorted raining patterns, and the bizarre weather phenomena which we are seeing right now. These culminate into the rainy season becoming short spanned but heavy. And you will understand this, that when a heavy amount of water pours down in a very short amount of time, it makes the perfect conditions for flood, and this is what's happening in Assam. This was about climate change. Secondly, we come to the unsustainable developments of the flood plains which has occurred in Assam. Now there is this person whose name is Dulal Chandra Goswami. Now Dulal Chandra Goswami is regarded as one of the foremost authorities on Brahmaputra, and he said, and I quote, "Floods are natural but the destruction is man-made." Now to understand this sentence, we need to understand what a floodplain is. Now a floodplain is an area adjacent to the rivers which is composed of river sediments. The river does not always flow in the floodplains, but the floodplains should ideally be left for the river to breathe. Why is that? When the monsoon season arrives and when the river becomes very powerful, very full of velocity, and the level of the water in the river increases, the river flows outward to the floodplains, and this flow outwards is what we call a flood. Henceforth, you now understand, and you will understand that this flow outward of the river toward the floodplain is necessary, and therefore the floodplains should be left for the river to breathe. The floodplains should not be populated, and this is the prevalent practice around the world. But in India, the situation is different, and especially in Assam. In Assam, the floodplains have been populated and heavily populated by the likes of builders, industries, and different housing societies, and they have been able to do so by using a weapon, and I'll call it a weapon, called the embankments. Now I understand that you all are very intelligent viewers and you know what an embankment is, but just let me put it in a single sentence. An embankment are buildings or constructions which cut the river off from the floodplains. The embankments are built on the banks of the rivers so that the floodplains could be populated. For the exploitation of the floodplains, embankments are built. What is the problem with embankments then? The problem with embankments are threefold. The first problem with embankment is that it makes the river more unstable and more fierce. Why is that? Now this is a very common example, and we have all done it in our childhoods. You take a pipe and you let water flow through it, and then go on and cover a part of the opening of the pipe with your finger. What do you observe? When you cover a part, the velocity of the water coming out from the pipe, the speed of the water increases rapidly. And this is the same thing, same principle followed in the rivers. When you restrict the flow of the river, the velocity of the river increases, the height of the river increases, and the river becomes more destructive, fierce, and unstable. And embankments do the job of restricting the flow of the river. They cut the river off from the embankment, from the floodplains, and make the river more violent, more unstable, and more fierce. The second problem with embankments is it gives a false sense of security to the people, and hence the people believe that because there are embankments, they can populate the floodplains, and the embankments will protect them from the floods. But the third, and I come to the third problem, the embankments are as good as their weakest point. A single crack in an embankment will leave the entire embankment useless. And just last year, after the floods, after the Assam floods, 180, and during the Assam floods actually, 180 embankments were breached, 180. And according to a report by the BBC, out of the total 450 embankments, half of them laid in extremely vulnerable condition. So now you understand, right, that the use of embankments is like a weapon. Embankments are embankments which give false security to the people, lead to unsustainable development in the floodplains of the river Brahmaputra, which should ideally have been left for the river to breathe. This unsustainable development by the use of embankments and the rampant climate change, the rampant deforestation leading to the climate change, has made the situation in Assam, the floods in Assam, destructive, and this destruction is man-made. It is not natural. The issue of floods in Assam is manifold and multidimensional, and hence simply relying on embankments to protect people from floods is a mono strategy, is a one-dimensional strategy, and cannot be carried out to tackle a complicated and multidimensional issue. Therefore, there needs to be a change in policy in India to deal with floods. First of all, what can this policy be? For this, we can look at the Room for River project, which was undertaken in Netherlands. In Netherlands, the authorities they of course built embankments, but they built embankments far from the river, and those embankments encapsulated and took into its account the floodplains of the river. So the embankments were built to take in the floodplains, and the river was given the breathing space, given the floodplains, and those floodplains were heavily afforested. Furthermore, any obstruction in the way of the river were removed, so that the river does not become an unnatural aggressive force. The same kind of practice can be carried out in India as well, building embankments away from the floodplains, and afforesting those floodplains can hit two targets with the same bullet: the climate change issue and the river becoming unstable. Furthermore, there is a need in India for proper and continuous maintenance of embankments, because as I said, a single crack in an embankment leaves the entire embankment useless. So there is a need for making rock filled embankments and for proper maintenance of embankments. But more importantly, there is a need to give the river its flowing space, and there is a need for afforestation in the country. That was all for Assam floods. I hope you liked the video. If you did like this video, do hit the like button, comment on the video whatever you felt, subscribe to this channel, and also press the bell icon to have regular updates on whenever we upload a new video. Thank you so much.